Alright, so this is a show and tell video of my process of converting an E-150 from a cargo van into a camping van. I watch a lot of YouTube videos to get ideas, and my idea and design was a fixed bed in the back, a dresser next to the bed, and a closet near the front of the van. I had curtains in the front and back to shut off the living quarters from the rest of the world while sleeping, and I'll show you how I built it in this video. So there I am on day one. Bought this van at auction, I drove it home, got it for a good price, had 165,000 miles on it. It's a very plain cargo van, nothing inside. The options on this truck were virtually nothing, didn't even have cruise. AM/FM radio only. Barely fit into my garage. You can see the height there. I had to actually release the garage door and push it up to get it in. Front to back, it barely fit with all my shelves and stuff. This video shows the blank slate on which I built my camping van. First step was to cut this foam insulation. I used my bandsaw here to cut some strips of this foam insulation, and I used that to fill in the low spots in the corrugated floor. One, it provided some insulation, and secondly, it also created a flat level working surface. The next layer was some 3/4 inch foam board, and the layer on top of that was 3/16 OSB, cut and fit into place. Filled it up with the foam, and then I also mounted some 1x3 pine around the edges, the front edge, the back edge, and then the side entry, to firmly secure the floor to the van and provide a durable edge there in those locations. After that, I did some expanding foam sealant around the edges to really seal it up and get a very nice finished floor. As you can see, I put some pink insulation, fiberglass insulation into the body panels where there was large cavities to fill for insulation. I wasn't highly worried about moisture, vapor barriers and such, because I wasn't planning to live in this van or do long-term camping. Same thing for the doors. I put fiberglass insulation in there. On the wall, I put some wood furring strips across horizontally. I put some Reflectix on the steel panels using some 3M spray adhesive. Added the vertical members, and then I proceeded to, that's where the shore power comes in, proceeded to insulate there with, as you can see, some more fiberglass bat insulation and a final layer of foam board. Once I had that all complete, I could install the paneling. The wall is curved, but as you can see in this photo, it's not curved so much that I needed to do anything special with it. The plywood I chose to install was flexible enough. So there it's ready for paneling in this video. So I use this foam insulation to transfer the outline of the wheel well to the plywood to make sure I got it cut correctly. There you can see I've installed the plywood, and with two other smaller pieces on either end of that, the one wall was finished. So I proceed to the opposite wall. Same process there, Reflectix. That's my wood shop where I created the framing members and cut the plywood. So here we have some more framing Here we have the horizontal and vertical framing members. Now I have the plywood foam insulation into place. And voila, there's the single sheet of plywood which took care of that wall. It was installed with stainless steel screws, self-tapping. So I have both walls and the floor finished. Now I go to work on the roof. Same exact process here. I used some Reflectix. I installed some wood furring strips and boards to support the ceiling. And I used foam board and fiberglass bat insulation where needed. So you can see the foam board in that photo there. For the roof being more curved, I had to slice down the back of the foam board to allow it to flex as shown in that photo. After doing that, it installed very nicely into the ceiling. At which time it was then ready for paneling. And now in this video here, you will see the two walls, the floor and the ceiling are complete, and I can start to frame the back wall and also finish off the doors. So there I got the insulation installed on the back doors and the framing started. Another picture of the same thing. A little more framing done in the back walls. A little more prep on the door, the rear door there with insulation. Actually, that's the side door, the Reflectix, and then the paneling. All the doors were done the same way. There were 4 of them, 2 side doors and 2 rear doors. The bed was a permanently installed bed. I wanted one that was always made and always ready for a very comfortable night's sleep. It was very comfortable. It had 3 inches of standard foam for a mattress, followed by 3 inches of memory foam. It was a full-size bed that had to be cut short a little bit in height to fit. The width was a standard width. And here I'm working on the cabinet. This is a closet on top and a drawer on the bottom. After placing the cabinet in place, I started to work on the dresser next to it with 2 drawers. It's also a nightstand and a work surface. Here I'm back at my little wood shop, creating a front frame out of 1x2 select pine. There's the cabinet ready for the front facing. There's the facing set in place or next to it. And there's the facing glued and so then I painted the cabinets dark gray, and I installed some Luan plywood to the floor for a smooth surface to which I could put 12x12 self-laminated floor tile. And then I painted the walls light gray as well. I put a convenience outlet into the side of the closet. And then I went to work on the drawers. That's one of the 3 drawers. Simple box with a front face. 2 more there. There's the front faces. I painted the inside. I was a little worried about condensation in there, so I painted it And there's the finished cabinet with the three drawers. I put in a curtain rod. And then I installed the front door to the closet. And then I varnished that door. Here's where I installed the diesel heater for the van, 5,000 watts. I decided to locate it here because there was some space available, unused basically, that would put the heat right where I need it most, which is in the central living area of the van. Here I'm sizing up where I want an exhaust fan in the ceiling. I located it and then marked it out inside and drilled pilot holes. There's my 4 pilot holes coming through the top. Marked it off and verified the size very carefully. Only get to cut it once. And then I cut it out with a jigsaw. Worked very well. Inside, the parts and the dust were allowed to fall onto a drop cloth. Drilled and installed the manufacturer's screws, used butyl rubber to create the base seal around it, and then I put a final layer of self-leveling RV adhesive over the top of it. And there it is, all finished. Didn't leak, worked very, very well. Here I am testing it out, camping in it in my driveway just for a first go, testing it out for practicalities. Here I am up in a state park camping. And that was the first camping run use of my camping van. There you can see my controls on the side of the closet. There's the wiring behind there, unfinished at this point. I built a wooden enclosure for it to give it a finished look and protect it from the stuff that would go in the closet. Here's the counter I built for the heater. There's my bed with a mattress pad on top of it. Again, it was very comfortable, and that was a primary goal of this design. Here I'm modifying the heater cabinet to have storage up above. So it's 2 parts. Down below is the heating, and up above was storage. In this photo, I'm installing a decal. Got it from Amazon. Carefully installed it in my garage, and it worked pretty well. The whole intent of these decals was to take the edge off the plain white cargo van creep factor. So there you see, I got one on each side and one in the back. There's my finished bed from the back, storage underneath. Inside, you can see I added a reading light. I trimmed out the corners with some wood. So the van is finished at this point. And it was very comfortable for summer camping and winter camping. I tinted the back windows with 50% tint to, in addition to the curtains, create perfect privacy. In the wintertime, it worked pretty well. You can see power there coming into the van. Most of the time I used a 1500 watt heater to heat the van while I was camping if I had shore power, and that would keep the van at a very nice sleeping temperature down to as low as 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So it kept it 55 in there for sleeping. So here's a winter camping trip with the snowmobiles, summer camping with the bicycle. I built it during the pandemic. I used it a lot during the pandemic, and the timing was perfect for that little situation. And I sold it after a couple years only because I bought some land and I had some new projects and ambitions. And that's the story. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I will answer every comment.